Hi, my name is Maya. I'm a Spanish and Linguistics student, and I've just finished my second year, and I'm from London. So why I chose Oxford. So when I looked it up online, I thought that the course is really wide-ranging, and like even just on the Spanish side of things, you get to look at like literature, which isn't really explored in most other uni degree courses for language, as well as like looking at the language and translation as a medium of art and that sort of thing. Um, and yeah, so I thought that it was like really good just to kind of like have a really broad degree area. I also like I did apply just to see if I could get in, which I think a lot of people do. And when I received my offer, like I still wasn't really sure if I wanted to go to Oxford, but I went to go visit the city afterwards, and I just really liked it because it's kind of got everything that a bigger city has, but like in a more compact way. So like nothing's that far from anywhere. So I think that's quite useful, and I really liked it because it means that you can just kind of walk around and feel safe, but you still kind of got everything that a bigger city would have. My hobbies are I do a lot of artsy things, life drawing and pottery and that sort of thing. I also did a lot of sport last term. So I did football, hockey, and running. Um, Misconceptions. I thought that everyone at Oxford would be really posh, which I think is, I mean, a very valid conception to have before you come here. That's not the case at all, especially at CATS. I can't really speak for other colleges, but like everyone is very down to earth for the most part. I also thought I'd feel really out of place academically and like feel really like insecure. And like I thought I'd be like the least clever one and like imposter syndrome and all that. And that really got solved after my first tutorial, like in like freshers, because I went in, we had the tutorial, and I walked out, and all of my class just kind of went, "That was like really hard, like wasn't it?" And like really like, we all kind of are in the same boat, being like, "Cool, okay, we're all at the same level. We just want to improve together." So it's not actually that competitive either, which is really good to know. The thing I like most about university is definitely my independence, and I'm missing that a lot right now at home. And advice for applying to Oxford, I would say if you're apprehensive about applying, still do it because you just never know. And I would also say be passionate about the subject you do. You only really get the most out of your degree in general if you study something that you really like. So yeah, I chose to apply to CATS. I wasn't pulled. I I didn't actually attend an open day. I decided to apply through looking at the website online, which normally I'd say to everyone, look at the college before you apply, but obviously that's not actually really applicable in this case because of like COVID. So for once, my story actually works. So I looked at the website and I saw that it was the most modern, had like the least tradition, like you didn't have to wear gowns to dinner, which I really liked. And also it had the largest cohort of all undergraduate colleges. So I was like, there'll be lots of people to make friends with, like I won't be at a loss. So that's why I chose CATS. It's also obviously like it's really different to like the other colleges architecturally. It doesn't look all big and grand, and I liked that because it didn't make me feel like I was at Oxford. Like I felt a lot less nervous. Yeah, and it has a lot of green space and stuff as well, and it's a little bit secluded, being like a 5 minute walk from like the centre of town, which I personally really liked. If I had to choose three words to describe cats, I wanted to say the best ever, but that's not very helpful if you're thinking of applying here. So I would say modern, friendly, and welfare, which isn't an adjective, but I think it's worth mentioning that the welfare at CATS is like really good. There's like different levels of support you can go to. We have a in-college counsellor who's always available. So I just think it's really good. I mean, going to uni is hard enough. Coming to Oxford can be quite scary. So I think it's really good that like the welfare is like second to none here. My favourite social event at CATS. Sorry, last term, as in like second term when we were last at CATS, the CATS women's football team got to the finals of like the cup tournament. So like 250 of us from college kind of went down to go support them, and it was just like a really nice night. They didn't win, but like the college kind of like provided like paid for like drinks for like the supporters. We had like chants and everything going on. It was just a really really nice like sense of community. Also music nights that we have like termly at CATS. Sometimes we do them in the JCR, which is really fun, and sometimes we go to this really cool renovated church venue called Freud, and we do music nights, and like anyone can perform, and like there are like it's just a really relaxed vibe. And the most interesting animal I've seen at CATS. I'm really glad this is a question. I saw a badger in my first. I think it was like my second night of freshers. It was coming back from a club night, and I told my friends I was with, and they didn't believe me. Nobody believed me until like 2 terms later when someone said, "I've seen a badger at CATS." Like, you weren't lying. And I was like, I'm aware. But yeah, the food at CATS is really decent. You get um like the whole we have two dinners a day, so like a buffet one at 6 and then like a three-course meal 7. It's about £4.20 for the three-course dinner, which is really good value. Also, Cats is quite flexible in terms of food. You can either cook like in your own like staircase or like accommodation. The food is pay as you go. For some colleges, like you have to pay a year's worth of food, like food bills, even if you don't eat it all. And sometimes there aren't kitchens for you to cook. I also help run a feminist society at Cats called Cats Calls Out, which is about tackling misogynistic behaviours and like gentle activism. And we used to get about 50 people coming each Sunday night to like discuss. At the moment, we're doing an online zine about it, so to kind of just spread opinions and awareness and that sort of thing. Subject one. So I do Spanish and linguistics, and I've just finished my second year. So my day, and it took me a while to kind of make a day routine because you work out what works best for you, kind of in your first year. But I tend to wake up early. I will go straight to the one of the main libraries in town, whether it's the Taylor, which is the language library, or the Bodleian, and I'll work there because I don't really like working in my room. I like to have like separate spaces for like relaxation and like studying. Then I'll go to like a lecture, and then I'll have maybe a few classes. I'll normally grab lunch in town, and then I'll work in the library again until about 3, and then the rest of the day, like I like to take for myself to like go shopping, see friends, relax, kind of just do nothing because it can be really stressful being like at uni. Then I'll have dinner in college at 6, and then I'll do whatever my friends are doing that evening, whether it's going to like a gig, relaxing in the JCR bar, or going out like clubbing. So yeah, tutorials, like it's quite hard to discuss tutorials and stuff because like they're quite different because language is like quite a mixed degree. But for literature, they're about an hour long. You discuss the essay that you've written and handed in. It's been marked. You usually, especially in first year, with partners, so it's less scary, and your partner will have done probably a different essay, so you get like a lot of different opinions about the same book, which is good. For the language ones, you do translation English to Spanish and Spanish to English, which is quite good. I found them really fun, especially Spanish to English, like arguing over why like you would use the word shouted instead of yelled, and like the semantic interpretation and the context of the piece. Like I really liked that. And then in first year you do oral classes. For linguistics, it's we do general linguistics once every 2 weeks. So it's kind of like literature. We do an hour long. We talk about the essay that we've written. We look at the general ideas in linguistics. So some that I can remember from last year is like, do animals have the same faculty for language as humans? How languages are related, how language changes, and those are always super interesting. And then you have two other modules in first year for linguistics, which is phonetics and phonology and grammatical analysis. My favourite version snack is, I think it's my favourite, but I definitely ate it a lot during my first year exams, was popcorn. Any flavour. I think I just need to sum up my degree. I would say my degree is the best. I like doing two subjects, Spanish and linguistics, because I get bored quite easily. There's also a lot of intermingling of the two disciplines. Like I do two papers on Spanish linguistics, like the development of Latin into Spanish, and like Spanish like nowadays and that sort of thing, how it differs in different countries. My tutors are super understanding, and across the board, like in second year you get sent out to different colleges for teaching. I have liked all the Spanish and linguistics tutors that I've had at every college. It's a mix of like essays and problem solving, like creativity and logic and analysis, which I really like. Obviously, the year abroad is like a big thing. It's kind of nice to have like at this point I've now got a year to kind of like do some traveling and like do some work and that sort of thing, but also kind of like to reread all the texts I read and kind of not have the pressure of like preparing them for a tutorial and stuff, which is really exciting. Also, something that's really cool about languages in general at Oxford is apart from the sciences, we probably have the most inter-college mixing because we have classes at the language faculty as well. So you get to meet so many people from other colleges and stuff, which is really nice. And linguists are like, they attract an odd, like a very varied mix of people. And I really like that because you just meet so many different types of people. So yeah, I would say languages is definitely the best degree.